We talked about him on the show yesterday, but now it looks like the rumors are true. Sylvester Stallone and his wife, Jennifer Flavin, are divorcing after 25 years of marriage. Now, red flags were raised after Sly was spotting getting a tattoo of his wife's face covered up with the image of his old dog from Rocky. Now, in a statement, Stallone said they are, quote, amicably and privately addressing these personal issues. However, TMZ obtained court documents that show Jennifer is accusing Sly of hiding assets.
Ooh,
that could
that's bad.
Sorry,
I thought we brought the Springer audience in here.
Sorry. Okay.
I was interested.
That was Tori. We will get to Tori. And that could impact the worth of their marital estate. He is said to be worth around $400 million. Tori, you have the floor.
No, I just meant, I didn't know if there was a cheating aspect. I didn't know he was maybe hiding assets. So that was new, and I thought that was interesting. Also, Gutsiest, his dog, he had to sell while he was making Rocky.
He said
I explained this on the show yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
Tori thought she had a gem.
She said it on another show, and I just let her go because I didn't say it on there. I'm like, is she going to say it again?
Yeah. Well, just in case.
Yeah, go for it.
For any of you who didn't see yesterday's show, he sold his dog before Rocky, Gutsiest, put Gutsiest in the show, and then bought him back when he made all his money. So Gutsiest meant a lot. Did he cover his wife's face with the dog? Yes, but it was a special dog.
I feel bad for them. 25 years, that's a long time together. They have 3 children. Sorry, Tori, to follow with the heartfelt aspect of it. But, you know, it is sad. I mean, divorce is sad. I know for a lot of people it can be a next chapter to your life, but I always think of the children. She did post, his wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife, Jennifer, did post this pic of her and her 3 daughters, if we could look at it. And she did write, "These girls are my priority. Nothing else matters. The 4 of us forever." So I just wish them all the best.
I don't think it's going to be all the best, Sam. When you get a tattoo of your wife's face covered with a dog, that's not going to be the best.
It's Gutsiest.
And look, most divorces are not pleasant. And I mean, you know, we're talking about wishing them the best, and you have a cute anecdote about a dog. But honestly, there's $500 million on the table here, and people are going to be. This is business now, and you know, business gets ugly. That's why we're probably in here, because we don't have the reserve to do that. I think it's going to get ugly. I think this is already starting to slowly spill.
Don't put that out there.
He got a tattoo of a dog over his wife's face. That's a problem.
My ex and I had matching tattoos, and when we broke up, he blacked his out. What do? You're not with that person anymore.
But that's not a 25-year relationship to give you 3 daughters.
It was 7 years, but still. Yeah, I know there's no comparison.
Yeah, there is a comparison, but
if you're not married to that person anymore, perhaps they split up months ago and none of us knew. Wouldn't it be, if you had a tattoo of your ex, isn't it natural to cover it up?
Yeah. You want to keep going?
No.
Yeah, okay. That's what I figured.
I love it.
Your turn.
Oh, I thought we were going to go to the next story. I think we got it. Yeah. Yeah. We covered his tattoo with a dog. She said it's only 4 of us.
Tell the story again.
No,
Okay.
There was this dog. Okay, sorry.
Jennifer Lopez, which you 2 already know because you guys are on her email chain.
Okay, Al's got a little surprise.
Probably 30 seconds ago.
Okay, so you just got an email, and it's a generic email. It's not personal to Al. Anyways,
why are you going to put that? How do you know what our relationship is?
I saw the general
You don't have
email.
a relationship.
Okay. Jennifer Lopez revealed she wore not 1, but 3 wedding dresses at her ceremony in Georgia. In her newsletter that both Jeff and Al are subscribed to, Jen showed off the custom Ralph Lauren gown she walked down the aisle in. The high-necked gown was a take on the designer's classic turtleneck column dress. Check out this train. Apparently 1,000 handkerchiefs were attached to the back to create a long
handkerchiefs?
Well, it's a word people don't use anymore.
Handkerchiefs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Attached to the back of the skirt. Next, Jen changed into this gown that featured pearls and Swarovski crystals. It took 30 artisans 700 hours to hand embroider them onto her dress. Jen also wore another custom Ralph Lauren dress that featured a mermaid silhouette and removable hood and even more crystals.
What, in case it rains?
The gowns are estimated to cost $1 million each.
Before Al goes, I think her newsletter is super embarrassing, just to keep that clear. Yeah, and Al's even more embarrassed that he subscribes to it.
Well, I did it to prank you, and now I can't get off the email list. But honestly, you know, I was going to, when I first saw we were doing the story, I was like, that's a little much. But it has to be said, she looks, I don't even use the word. She looks fantastic.
She's
and all
classic.
Those are like iconic pictures that I think will be looked at for years. But at the same time, I don't, just how I'm wired, it would cause me concern. That's because it seems like a lot. I'd be worried if the wedding day had to be a lot.
Let me explain something to you just really quickly. I was in bridal for 2 years, so I know everything if you need help. And they know that whatever she wears and how many will be the next bridal industry for the next 2 to 5 years. So Kate Middleton wore that long lace, low back, high neck. Every single bride walked in and wanted the exact same thing. So J-Lo knows she's creating an entire industry. So does Ralph Lauren. So expect turtlenecks to be in. Hoods will be in because of that. I'm telling you, Swarovski will be in. It used to be low backs. Now it's high neck and a little bit of a cap sleeve. That will be new.
Wow.
And handkerchiefs.
And handkerchiefs.
And I thought it was Ralph Lauren. I didn't know it was Ralph Lauren.
Yeah,
I
he's
apologize.
a never little Jew from New York.
Okay, Ralph Lauren. Sorry about that. Okay, here's a question for you all. Who are the gutsy women in your life that inspire you the most? Jeff and Al, I know you're going to say Tori and I, but hold back. Well, Hillary Clinton and her daughter Chelsea are out with a new show called Gutsy. They're chatting with gutsy stars that they say inspire them the most. Take a look.
You said the gutsiest thing you ever did was stay in your marriage. That doesn't mean that's right for everybody.
To throw someone's life away when people really do make changes. I just believe in second chances.
My mother needed rehabilitation, not prison.
Your survival is your power.
Ooh, so that show premieres September 9th on Apple Plus. She said, Hillary Clinton said the most gutsy thing she did was stay.
It was stay with Bill. I thought that's a very interesting take for someone who ran for president as possibly the first female, which many would consider pretty gutsy. But I think for her, that was on the ladder of what she was going to do, and staying with someone who cheated probably wasn't.
But that's real public humiliation. I mean, just staying with somebody that has cheated on you in your marriage, just within your friend group, I'm assuming when you see them the next time at a social function, you're like, everybody's thinking it. It's very, can you imagine the whole world and half the world was blaming her for why he stepped out? And, you know, honestly, I didn't want to say it's because it seems so corny, but like I think about my mom. And I'm very into eras because I've had one foot in the analog and one foot in the digital. And I think about like what my mom did pre-internet. Like my mom was, I'm open about this. My sister had a lot of mental health issues. My mom kind of dealt with that solo. And my mom got her PhD in 1990 when black women were not doing that. And I know people are like, well, I have my PhD too. And I'm like, cool. Yeah. But my mom did it with a typewriter.
Yeah,
you know?
Dr. Jackie.
So it's a little bit different than being able to say, Alexa, what was my dissertation about? My mom did that with 2 children by herself on a typewriter, and it's just like being a pioneer and not really even telling people about it, just leading by example, means a lot to me. So shout out to a lot of women that came before that don't get their just due.
Beautifully said.
The gutsy.
Who if you could pick someone that inspires you and equates to the word gutsy, I don't know what I'm saying, who would it be?
One is you. I really do learn a lot from you.
What?
And I don't say that because, let's be honest, I don't face confrontations or boundaries really well, and you've been an inspiration for me, so I wanted to say that for real.
As someone that faces confrontation.
No, you are, no.
No, Tori, because we're laughing, but I'm gonna say this, and I always debated on whether to say this on the panel.
Thank you, Tori.
But
Thank you.
you know, Sam, when your brother-in-law was going through what he was going through, we would sit on this panel, and Sam, in between commercial breaks, is pulling behind the curtain. Sam would go back there and get news, whether it was good or bad, and usually it was not great. And she would have an emotional reaction and pull it together and come back on camera. And I was just like,
that's gutsy.
Who is this human that is next to me doing this? Yeah. It is the most gutsy thing I've ever seen. I don't know how you did it. We love you so much. You guys
talk. Thank you.
We talk. Sam and I would talk often. You know, she's just such a tough person.
Thank you.
And
I
we appreciate you like we do.
I love you. Thank you, Jeff.
It's very true. It's very true. Go ahead. Finish.
I was going to just say, other than Sam, there's some tissue there. I think someone that really affected me was Malala Yousafzai.
Yes.
Because she, at 12 years old, she was shot in the face and continued to speak for girls who, at this moment, the Taliban has outlawed women and girls to be in school. They promised they wouldn't. They didn't. So an entire generation is losing it. Malala is someone that, to me, speaks of guts.
Yes.
Just straight up bravery.
Yes.
You know what
Jeff,
I mean?
what about you?
My wife.
Yeah.
My wife. She's a boss. You know what I mean? She puts up with me every day. You know what I mean? I'm tough around the edges, and she just tells me how it is. And puts me in my place, does everything she does with the boys. She's tough. I don't think she gets a lot of credit because people are like, oh, she's this ditzy girl on television from the South. She is not. Let me tell you something. She is not.
I've always admired your wife, but when she sent me recently a part from Big Brother, which I had never seen, where she challenges this like crazy big dude, and she like chest bumped him.
One of her proudest moments.
She should be.
No,
she was sticking up for herself, and she was sticking up for other people, and here was this bully right in front of her, and This was a big buff dude. Chest bumped him.
Whoa,
Love it.
Jordan.
Yeah. Jordan is tough.
Yeah,
I'm
she
not
is.
surprised.
And every stay-at-home mom, like, man, nothing challenges me more than when I'm home with my kids, but I get a break every day. Those stay-at-home parents out there, I tell you, you guys are my heroes.
Yeah.